Yeah, Mel, very seriously. We contacted the White House and were told that the President received a briefing from Homeland Security and counter-terrorism officials. He'll receive another briefing, we understand, in just a few hours. We also understand that law enforcement agencies have reached out to their counterparts in Australia. We're assuming they would include the FBI for any assistance that they can offer, including whether they can help identify the people or person involved in this attack, or identify any connections overseas, or even identify any possible other threats that may result from this attack. This is a scenario, if it is indeed, as you've been talking about, a lone wolf type of attack. This is an attack that Americans have been preparing for a long time. In fact, we've already seen a number of incidents here in North America. We saw the attack on the Canadian Parliament, and just last month we also saw two police officers attacked in New York City by a recent Islamic convert. He attacked the police officers, including a rookie cop, with an axe. He seriously wounded one before he was shot dead. It was found out that he was later inspired by Islamic State, but did not necessarily have any connection with that organisation. You know, when news started to break here Sunday night, our time, of course, because of the delay, I think a lot of Americans were shocked to see this happening in Australia. I think that tonight they'd be thinking that if it can happen in the middle of Sydney, Mel, it can happen anywhere.
And that's the point that we would want to make, Mike, as well, I guess, because we've never seen this before. It's always felt so far away. It's on the other side of the world, and rightly or wrongly, we've sort of lived with that feeling that the distance has given us a degree of security, but I guess that just feels like it's all gone today. It's almost as though we're now experiencing what people in America, in the UK, other parts of the world have.
Yeah, this is what Americans, from our perspective here, have been dealing with since September 11, of course, the constant threat of something like this happening. And you're right, I think Australians thought that perhaps they're insulated because of the distance, but now that this is happening on our doorstep, unfortunately, Australians are now learning to live with what Americans and the Brits have had to deal with for at least a decade or beyond. And sadly, I think it's a wake-up call to Australians that they are now as much under threat as anybody in the world, that this is now happening in the centre of Sydney, just like it happened on the streets of New York and other cities around the world, Mel.
Yeah, those exact words we used today, Mike. It is a sad day. Suddenly that fear is so much closer. Mike, thanks so much for bringing us that update from the US. We do appreciate it. Mike Amor there in our US bureau. Now,